Hello and good day, everyone. Meteorologist Mark Mueller here for MeteoMark's Weather. It's great to have you here with me. Welcome to the channel if you're new. I have a lot to talk about here in the tropics. We're going to be watching something in particular here over the next several days across the central Caribbean heading northward here. We're going to see if this bears watching, whether this is something that could potentially develop down the road. And we're going to take a look at the rest of your tropics as well. So you look ahead and see what the trends are showing. And severe weather is going to be raging across much of North America here. We'll take a look and see which areas have the greatest risk of tornadoes and severe weather. And we'll also take a look in the Western Pacific to see if this is actually going to develop into a typhoon. If you haven't watched my 2024 Hurricane Outlook, I'll link in the description down below and at the end of this video. So be sure to check out what I think is going to happen this hurricane season. Let's get into it. All right, so the tropical update, we'll start with the GFS and we'll go right over to the European model momentarily. Here is that surge of moisture. It does not look like here in the short term it's going to develop in anything. You can see it coming, the moisture. So we have two essential areas of energy, one over the Bahamas and then just south of Florida, and then this area just to the north of and over northern South America here. So you can see how this is going to evolve. This is 5 a.m. on Wednesday morning. Look at the heavy rain right on Jamaica's doorstep here, Dominican Republic and Haiti. This is going to continue to pummel northeastward here. You can see throughout the day on Wednesday, this model run keeping most of this part east of Jamaica. So I know you need some rain in Jamaica. I still think you'll see, your best chance Tuesday night into early Wednesday morning. But look at the Dominican Republic and Haiti, Puerto Rico. You're really getting on the act of this heavy rain. Look what starts to happen, though. It starts to train over the same areas as we get into Thursday as well. You can see lots of heavy rain and tropical moisture continuing as we get that moisture just pummeling all the way down from South America here. Colombia and Ecuador, Panama, these areas, Eastern Pacific, we're tapping into some of that tropical moisture. Now watch what starts to happen here. This is pretty curious. You start to see that almost comma shape here towards the Turks and Caicos. During this time, Thursday into Friday, we're going to continue to see that rain overrun here. And I'll show you those rainfall amounts momentarily, but watch this. Yeah, this does start to close off into a low. Could this develop into something? We'll have to keep an eye on it here. But, at this time, it doesn't look like anything major. It is possible it could develop into something, though, as it heads towards Bermuda as we head into the weekend here. Behind it here, we still have all this tropical moisture bottled up. Intertropical convergence zone remains to the south here. Look at this tropical wave by the 27th. Definitely got to watch this. Jamaica, it could bring you some heavy rain. So another increased risk of heavy rain. But look where it heads. It heads right up towards Haiti and Dominican Republic, where you don't need the excess rain. But then this wave towards the 30th really starts to get its act together here across the Western Caribbean. And look how it just hangs out around Jamaica through June 1st. This isn't going anywhere anytime soon. So this definitely looks like something we'll have to keep a watch on here as we go out in time. Activity is going to be increasing here across parts of the Caribbean. Look at this. This is through June 5th. Take this with a grain of salt because this is pretty far out. But look at this area of heavy rain. All right, the European model. I know many of you like this, especially for the tropics. Here we go. There's that system as we head throughout the day on Tuesday. Let's just get a little bit of more of an overhead shot. There we go. As we continue towards Jamaica, it's really curious because part of the energy is moving this direction and then the other part is moving this direction. But you get the idea. Jamaica, Haiti, your time is later Tuesday into early Wednesday, and then Dominican Republic. See how it starts to conglomerate here? This is towards 8 p.m. on Wednesday. So it is interesting. The European model's a little bit slower with this and holds Jamaica on here for longer with the precipitation. European is also slower with the evolution and how this storm chugs along. This is 8 a.m. on Wednesday morning here. Actually, this is Thursday morning. So if we were to go with the European model, this would be longer rainfall times here in Jamaica, which is more likely to happen with a system like this that's very slow to get organized and just chugs along, and you have energy coming in from the northwest and energy coming in from the south and the southeast like this. So I don't know. This model seems a lot more plausible with the evolution. It has a better track record at times, too. But here it is, here into the 24th. Look where it's still hanging out here, the island of Hispaniola. And it doesn't start to chug off to the northeast here until the 25th into the 26th, where it kind of tries to close off into a low-pressure system. So both models are handling this very similarly with respect to what direction it's going to eventually head. But with the evolution of it, the European model is producing a lot more rainfall as we go in time, because it seems like it's going to stall it from Jamaica up to Hispaniola, Puerto Rico, these areas, southeastern Bahamas. So definitely keep a close watch on this. And if we look at the rest of the European run here, here it is. We get more activity here into the southern Caribbean as we head towards the 28th. It looks like, there is going to be some increased moisture. There's that system still hanging out here. So it's something that's not going to go away anytime soon. And then as we continue in time, here it is towards the 30th. That system I was showing you on the GFS is a little bit further to the south here on the European model. Nevertheless, it's showing up on both models. As you can see here, water temperatures continue to boil here. We have ocean heat content here to work with that's more reminiscent of mid-August to mid-September. And here we go with our La Nina. As you can see, we just fell below that 0 line here. Right in here, we are essentially entering a weak La Nina. So if we take a look at our precipitation anomalies, they are going to continue to increase here as we head towards the last part of May into June here. There it is across the Caribbean as we continue to go in time. There it is, July 2024, just continuing westward here into August and September. So here we go through the last part of May into the beginning of June, right around the 3rd. That precipitation anomaly continuing to build westward here into the Caribbean. You do notice here as we get towards, say, mid-June, we see a little bit of lull in the action here, but look what's surging behind it here, even in the eastern North America, positive precipitation anomalies. Now, as we head into, this is mid to late June, 3rd week in particular, that surge continues up here into the southeastern part of the United States, the Caribbean islands, Central American, continuing here with a lot of moisture to contend with. Now, taking a look at the European run here, and then we'll just run through the GFS as well. Look at this. Eastern tip of Jamaica, western portion of Haiti. This is where we're going to see that 60 to 100 millimeters. This is about, the 3-4-inch range. So watch out. I know you do need the rain here, especially in Jamaica. And then another bullseye here into eastern part of Hispaniola, Dominican Republic, heading northeastward here. So yeah, it looks like the heaviest rain staying just off to the east of Jamaica, but it's still most of Jamaica picking up 35 to 60 millimeters with locally higher here on the eastern tip. And here we go into the eastern Caribbean. It's actually pretty dry here, Trinidad, Tobago on northward. You got to get over towards Puerto Rico here to get into the rain. Bahamas, for the most part, 16 to as much as 35 millimeters. That's about a 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch. And here we go with the GFS model. Look at this. This takes us beyond into next week. There is going to be another wave the following week. We get in after Memorial Day here. That's going to produce a lot more rain. Look at that. Wow. That's quite a bit in the way of rainfall here. That is on the order, yellows, 100 to 150. Some of these areas could be approaching 200 millimeters. This is 4 to 8 inches of rain. And as we head back to the Western Caribbean here, look at this. So we head into the rest of the week, into the weekend, into next week. Wow, look at that. That is a lot of rainfall. As I said before, there's going to be another wave behind this, and look at that. Head through June 5th. Like I said, the pattern is increased rainfall here. Even Central America, Nicaragua, and Honduras, upwards of 100 to 150 millimeters. That's 4 to as much as 6.5 inches of rain. All right, so as we head with severe weather here, this is very concerning as we head into Tuesday. There's that rare moderate risk here across southeastern Iowa and Illinois here. So this is going to get very bad as we head throughout the day, especially into the evening hours of Tuesday. Watch out, tornado threat running high, damaging wind, large hail. As we head into Wednesday here, this becomes more of a damaging wind, large hail threat, linear straight line wind. Still can't rule out tornadoes, but watch this. Cleveland all the way down to Dayton, Evansville, Little Rock, and Dallas, Texas. for your Wednesday. And here for your Thursday, the rare day 4 severe weather outlook being issued here. Tornado threat running high across northeast Texas, eastern Oklahoma, and Arkansas. All right, so if we take a look at our HRRR future radar here as we continue through the rest of Monday night into Tuesday, this is where the big trouble zone is going to be. You can see this area heading into southern Ontario and eventually heading towards Quebec. There might be some more cells, but look at out here into the Midwest. This is 3 a.m. on Monday morning. Look at that. Yeah, we could be looking at a lot of severe weather. Another area firing back here towards Colorado and Nebraska, and then this continuing towards Wisconsin and Iowa. This is not looking like a very good time of it. Damaging wind. I think maybe there'll be some tornado activity as well. We're going to have to watch out for that. Even some strong cells here into southern Ontario. Definitely got to watch out through 3 p.m. And then look what starts to fire towards 5 and 6 p.m. here across parts of eastern Iowa into Missouri. This is very troubling. This area is going to be under a tremendous risk here for severe weather. And look at that forms into a massive squall line. This is a big comma shaped. Do want to point out the activity over here into parts of New York and Vermont and New Hampshire as well. This is towards 10 p.m. So we might have some isolated cells that could produce some gusty winds and hail as well. But look at this moving to the east. This is 4 a.m. on Wednesday towards Toledo. It does start to lose its punch as it heads eastward here. Do want to make note, northeastern Oklahoma, you are getting in on the act as well. And then this line continuing to the east. It does look like it's weakening, though, as it heads into an area of high pressure. Showers moving through towards noon on the 22nd onto Wednesday. And then look at the explosion of showers and thunderstorms here across parts of north central Texas, Arkansas, over towards Kentucky, and then up here into parts of upstate New York and Pennsylvania. May see some isolated strong cells developing towards 2 p.m. on Wednesday. And as we continue synoptically here as we go in time, pick up where we left off, there is that big complex of thunderstorms moving to the east as we head throughout Thursday into Friday. You can see here into the Ohio Valley and to the northeast. Wow, things are moving really fast here because we get towards Saturday. Here's the 25th. Let's just back this up just a little bit to see the evolution of the system. So this right here is Thursday. You can see that system pushing here. If I can get this to actually cooperate, there we go. So here it is. There's that system across the northeast and the Ohio Valley. That's going to continue to the east off the coast as we head throughout Friday, clearing across the northeast. The humidity is going to be lower. And then we got another system moving to the mid-Atlantic as we head towards later Friday. But look at this as we head on into the weekend. Wow, this is so fast moving. I really got to watch my slider bar here. As you can see, there's that system over towards Bermuda. Here's the 26th Sunday. A few more showers cropping up here, but watch this. As we head into Memorial Day itself, there's a big surge of moisture that happens here. You know this was coming. You know Memorial Day here into parts of the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast ends up being rainy there into New England as well as we get a little bit of a coastal low flare-up. And more storminess behind it here as an upper-level low takes root here over parts of Quebec and Ontario. And we just continue with that stormy weather as we head into the first. Look at that big thunderstorm complex here towards June 2nd into the 3rd. That could be a severe weather outbreak. All right, so if we take a look at the European run here, this is confirming our severe weather outbreak as we head eastward on Tuesday. Watch how this plays out here across the Midwest into Thursday here, Wednesday into Thursday. There it is, chugging to the east here. You can see that moisture plume heading off to the northeast. It looks like the European model here on Thursday morning is showing more in the bit of, some rainfall, some showers and thunderstorms across the region here. And you can see this kind of bubbles up to the northeast as we head throughout Thursday. So, these areas looking at more increased rainfall. This could be, severe weather outbreak here across northeastern and eastern Texas. So there's something we'll have to keep a close watch on. And then as we head towards the 24th here, Friday, TGIF, this next system moving to the northeast here, but look at this. It's having a hard time making it, as we continue to see that move into the high pressure system. And then as we go out here in time, this is Saturday, of course, the mid-Atlantic from the Ohio Valley into the Great Lakes. These areas will see an increased risk of showers. It's not going to be like a massive all-day rain event, but as you can see here, as we head into Sunday and into Monday, this starts to become a little bit more troublesome. This is Sunday afternoon into the evening. Cleveland, Cincinnati, Louisville here, Buffalo, Pittsburgh, increased rainfall. Watch how that sets us up in the Northeast for your Memorial Day. As I showed you on the GFS, there it is. That low pressure moving up here across the mid-Atlantic into the Northeast, just in time for Memorial Day itself. Liquid equivalent precipitation here. What do we got going on? Well, as we head through the rest of the week here with our European run, it takes us through Friday at least. Look at up here into the upper Midwest, here across the South. Looking a little bit less so here across parts of the Northeast and Ohio Valley. We will see some of these areas approach an inch in some of those heavier showers and thunder showers, but not looking too bad here. Most areas picking up about 1/4 to 1/2 inch. And if we take a look at the GFS here, look at this. So this takes us through Friday. Very similar picture, a little bit more here into the Ohio Valley, into the Northeast, through, about Wednesday and Thursday there. And then look at here. Yeah, this is really pessimistic for Memorial Day weekend. Look at this. From the Mississippi Valley, Ohio River Valley, and then getting up into the Northeast, especially for Monday. Look at this. Yeah, I hate to say it, but Memorial Day is looking rainy itself. The first part of the weekend, not so bad. And then we get it towards Memorial Day. That's where we're getting up towards 2+ inches of rain. So for this week, look at the upper air pattern. That ridge continuing back east here. Will this be a fading memory? Look what's happening out here out west. Let's take a look at our CFS medium range climate model. So here we go. We head beyond Memorial Day weekend. There it is, trough kicking in, ridge. So we're going to see a flip-flopping pattern here as we head into June, although it is looking more ridge-like here in the east as time goes on. Look at that. So this is until about mid-June, but we keep kicking the can down the road on this. This might play out, but this was happening more or less the first half of June instead of the second half of June. So not quite on board with this, but we'll see what the trends show here. So for your Canadian forecast, let's see what's going on here. We have a massive storm that's going to eject from the Midwest here over the next couple days that's causing all those tornadoes and severe weather. Here into Wednesday, look at that wet snow on the backside here from Manitoba eastward into Western Ontario. This could be quite a big springtime snow event here, and that moves to the east as we head throughout Friday into Saturday. Majorly stormy out here into British Columbia and Alberta as well. Mountain snow, valley rain, and that next system there from the United States pushing up through parts of Ontario and Quebec again just in time for the weekend. We're going to see system out of system eject here into the plains, into Ontario here as we continue to go out here in time. And then look at that. There is the pattern really setting us up for a high-end precipitation here on the east and the west coast, eastern part of Canada, southeastern Canada in particular, really getting on the act. Until we get to June 1st, we finally start to see a break here with high pressure starting to build in to both of these regions of Canada. Now, as you can see, the Maritimes here continuing to stay wet, and we get another area of low pressure here across Quebec. So if we look at that snowfall here, I want to briefly show you that. Look at that across Western Ontario, Eastern Manitoba. Look at this. This is on the order of 20 to 40 centimeters in some of these areas. So, yeah, we're looking quite a bit in the way of snowfall here, which looks to be on the order of 7 to 15 inches. Canadian rainfall here, precipitation. Look at this. So we go through this week into the weekend. Western part of Ontario seems to be the big winner here, up towards 100, 150 millimeters, 4 to as much as 6 inches. And look at that. We take through the first part of June. Southeast Canada getting hammered here, 60 to 100 millimeters, locally higher to 120. that is a solid 2.5 to as much as 5 inches. And look at here on the west coast of Canada as well. Now let's go out here into the Western Pacific. Look at this. So yeah, we got this synoptic flow. Got some cyclone action going on into the Indian Ocean over here, but look at this. Yeah, this is synoptic flow continuing. That's blocking any tropical systems. What I want to focus on is right here, east of the Philippine Islands here. Let's take a look, see how the evolution of this plays out. This is what I've had my eyes on for quite some time here into the Western Pacific. It does pinwheel towards the east here as we get a hung up frontal boundary here around the Taiwan area. You can see Taiwan here, the northern Philippines. Watch what starts to happen here. This starts to get picked up by this frontal boundary. Now, will this front be... There we go. So this blows up into a full-blown typhoon. The good news is it looks right now there's another system behind that as this lifts out. So it kind of leaves this system in its wake. Let's see how this model run plays out with this. It's going to be really close for Japan. If you are in Japan, I would definitely stay tuned to this, because if this does play out the way I think it does, it's going to be really close. Look at this. Here's Tokyo. Here's that potential typhoon. Now, the water temperatures are not that favorable this time of year for massive typhoon action, but still, you can get some pretty big storms here. Thankfully, synoptically, this time of year, you can be saved pretty well here in Japan. I got plenty more weather for you in just a moment, but take a look at my affiliate. Do you want some awesome maps? Check this out. I am proud to announce that I am now an affiliate with Trilogy Maps. TrilogyMaps.com, bringing you the most digital, customizable maps found nowhere else on the internet. These maps are simply stunning. It's an advanced layering system that makes these maps great for making forecast maps with ease, or any other maps that you would like to display important information on. The resolution on these maps is simply amazing. From the detail of everything here in the States, and you can also create stunning, digital, professional layered maps from also across the entire world. And don't forget, in checkout, the discount code option, use my code, MeteoMark, hit apply, and you will get 20% off your order. So if you want the most professional, customizable, and affordable weather maps found nowhere else on the internet, look no further than TrilogyMaps.com. Link in the description down below along with your discount code. So for temperatures, we are looking at really boiling here. Look at these 90s. This is pretty well entrenched as a summertime pattern, not that of mid to late spring. Look at this. We just continue to bake here into Wednesday. Even some 90-degree readings up here in the Northeast. We do start to see this push of cooler air back down into the 70s here in the plains into Thursday. Look what's going on here. That heat's just building. This looks reminiscent of last year, doesn't it? Where the heat is originating from Texas, spreading northeastward here. Friday, we start to build this again, getting into the triple digits here. 70s in the Northeast. Ohio Valley looking really nice into Saturday. Here's the start of your Memorial Day weekend. Looking really nice here. Lots of 90s, though. 70s here into the Northeast, 80s in the Ohio Valley. And look at this. Towards Sunday, we continue to build that warmth, that 90-degree line, just like this. Extended outlook from our hometown viewers, Binghamton to Scranton, Upper Susquehanna, River Valley of New York, and Pennsylvania. We are looking really hot Tuesday, Wednesday. We are getting into the 90-degree range. We will be building up towards some chances of thunderstorms maybe later Wednesday, and then more likely on Thursday, though. With that cold front moving in, temperatures will be cooling down a bit, and then by Saturday, look at that for the weekend. We have more clouds, but thankfully Saturday holding on to some nice weather. As always, thank you for joining me for this edition of MeteoMark's Weather. Also, don't forget to join me on Facebook at MeteoMark, also Weather Northeastern, also Twitter at Weather Eastern. Don't forget it's MeteoMark.com, and don't forget, if you want to send me a coffee, there is a link, Super Thanks. You can smash that Super Thanks button or my PayPal link in the description down below. You can buy me a cup of coffee. Thanks, everyone. Share that video. Subscribe if you haven't. Smash that like button.